It's nice that they post the crabbing regulations here. Even have the reporting line. Smart idea. Well, I've already made 3 videos from the Ready. One more can't hurt. In case you're wondering, it is my favorite dive site on the Lower Mainland. It's a hard one to beat. It's bright and early morning. I'm out here in Britannia. We're gonna go dive the Ready shipwreck. It's a gorgeous morning. The visibility, hard to tell right now, but I think it's gonna be good. That's always on our minds. Every time we're driving out to a spot, are we gonna have good viz? Are we gonna have good viz? That's the $1,000,000 question. We got a big old group here right now. We're gonna jump in. Keon's meeting too. It's gonna be a fun time. And we're gonna dive on a shipwreck. Can't beat that. What's up, man? Nice sweatsuit.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man, you too. Water's looking pretty clear right now. And conditions look awesome. See a bit of current, but the spot's gorgeous. Mountains, the fjords, I guess they're called. Worth the 6 a.m. wake up. You guys all ready?
Yeah.
Pumped or what?
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Sebastian, man, nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you finally, man. First shipwreck today, so thank you.
Yeah, no sweat. Keon was my first dive buddy in British Columbia. We met while taking our freediving course with Oceanoid in 2018. We've both come a long way since then and haven't slowed down in the slightest. The community is also rolling like a freight train, and I've been meeting new people left, right, and center. It's nice that you can find people to dive with now on a moment's notice. Not long ago, finding a dive buddy was nearly impossible, and plans would fall through if your one dive buddy bailed last second. Oh, how times have changed. Dive time, it's looking really nice. Pumped. Britannia 2023. Woo. Yeah, right. That log messed with my flow, but once I made it into the ocean, I was met with a world-class view with an unbeatable vantage point. A lot of our time in the ocean is spent at the surface. Don't take all that epic scenery for granted. We really do have the best of both worlds. The Ready is my favorite Lower Mainland dive for obvious reasons. Shipwrecks are just plain awesome, and this one sits in shallow water, roughly 12 meters depending on the tide. That allows us to truly explore the wreck without overexerting ourselves. I'm not one to push my limits often while diving. There's no real room for error with our strong currents and bad visibility. Most of the artificial reefs in BC start at about 15 meters just to reach the deck, so it doesn't leave too much bottom time. Lingcod were out in full force, which is great to see. Their populations nearly disappeared in the Howe Sound at one point. Pollution and overfishing really did a number to this entire area. Luckily, times are changing and their populations are slowly recovering. This time of year, females deposit egg masses and males stand guard to defend. We didn't spot any egg masses on this dive, but I'm sure they must have been close by. These guys seem rather territorial, which allowed me to get some pretty sweet close-ups. Another reason I love the Ready is all the swim-throughs. Nothing brings out the kid in me like flying weightless through the cabin of a sunken Canadian Coast Guard vessel. By the way, in a previous video, I talk about the history of the vessel and how it ended up on the bottom. But to avoid being too repetitive, I'll omit that from this one. If you want to know more, I'll leave a link to that video in the description. I will say this is a legitimate shipwreck and not an artificial reef. One downside, all the environmentally harmful materials remain on board, which makes me wonder why it was never resurfaced. Bittersweet, chemicals leaching into the environment, but also habitat for fish and a fun dive site. What would get your vote? Let it be or pull it out? Let me know your thoughts and reasoning in the comments. Not all dive sites are worthy of 2 songs, but the Ready made the list. The red Dentronotus is probably the craziest looking nudibranch we have locally. Look at this thing. Certain sections of the wreck are a little sketchy. The Ready actually sank and slid onto another shipwreck that had previously met its fate. Spatial awareness is paramount, as there could be a potential for entanglement, especially where the 2 wrecks meet towards the aft starboard side of the Ready. Since the Ready sits on its starboard side, you can make a horizontal entry from the deck into what I presume to be the engine room. There wasn't a whole lot to see in there, but to be fair, I didn't look around for too long. My breath holds weren't cooperating, and as just discussed, this wreck can pose some serious risk, so going much further wasn't worth it in my opinion. We're wrapping up the dive right now. It's a really good time. Decent visibility, not crystal clear, but could have been a lot worse. Could have been a little bit better, but could have been a lot worse. We had a crew of 9 people, I counted, all in the water. We did that tandem swim through. That was really cool. Haven't done one of those before, or at least not for a while. We started today the dive at 8 a.m. and I think it's about 10 right now, so we're done early. Get to go home and spend the day with the family. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you check out Britannia, remember, going over the train tracks could land you $100+ ticket. So tread lightly, come here with the expectation you could get in trouble. All right, peace everybody, thanks for watching, and see you next week. I think I'm diving Victoria for some old bottles, but we'll see. I carpooled with Monkun. Thanks for driving, man. And he was keen on jumping back in at a different spot, just when he thought we were finished. I signed off a bit early. I thought we were done, but Monkun wanted to grab some Dungeness, and he's gonna hook them up to me and his sister. So I'm not complaining. Actually, I'm gonna hook them up to my wife, so thanks, Jasmine, for letting me get in the water today. I hope we get some dungies. Gonna just chill here on the beach. I'm cold, I don't wanna put on a wetsuit. That's already wet. He stayed in his. So gonna wrap things up here soon and just getting some fresh air, enjoying some beach time. We didn't have much luck, but it was worth searching around. You win some and you lose some. Oh well.
It was single crafted.
No luck?
Why?
No, it's okay. No worries, man. Well, thanks for trying. My wife appreciates it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it too.
So strange, not even a single craft.
Yeah, probably hiding, man. They come and go with the tides, but no sweat. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.